Hello everyone, very good day to you all. Today we are going to talk about another lesson on Excel pivot table. So this is our 55th lesson in Excel with Excel and also the part number 4 with pivot table. So today I'm going to talk about more on refresh, because now you know how to create a pivot table and how to arrange in a meaningful way, right? So therefore as the next step, so I'm going to show you today how you can refresh a pivot table. Maybe sometimes you may think why we need a lesson for that, but actually it is not just a refresh, it is more than that. Okay, we'll see what is that additional things that we need to know when we are doing a refresh for the pivot table. Okay, so this is a bunch of data, and we're going to create a pivot table using this data. So let me go to insert and pivot table and select is the table. It will be in a new sheet and click OK. Alright, so I want to create a pivot table, the revenue by year, right? So therefore I take the revenue into the value field. So that is the easiest way to start creating a pivot table, as I mentioned, and then make it using comma style, make it separate with 1000 separator. Okay, and this is in dollars, huge amount, isn't it? Anyway, right, and then the financial year, actually this is the calendar year. I'm taking it to rows, then I can see the revenue by the year. Okay, so now let me add some numbers at the end of the data. These are some numbers, okay, don't worry about this. Right, so I have added a particular line, and then my target is to check the revenue. Okay, so I added this to 2007. Now let's take this 2007 value, okay, and let me copy this in order to show you. That's it, and then put it here. This is just to show you the refresh. Alright, now I have added a line into the data table. Now I'm going to refresh. Okay, how to refresh? It is easy to do. Go to the pivot table tools and go to the analyze. Then under the analyze you can see the data option. Under this data option you can see the refresh. You can simply click here, or even you can use Alt key with F5 button, and also you can see a little drop down under the refresh. When you go there you can see several options, right? This one, the normal refresh. This is, if you click this, it will refresh your existing table. If you have a lot of tables in order to refresh, then you can click refresh all. When you click refresh all the pivot tables will be refreshed at once, right? Let me do refresh. Now you can see the price, the total revenue actually has been updated, increased by 50,000, right? So this is the new amount and this is the earlier amount. You can see it's 2575, right? So that is how you can refresh. And also, as I mentioned, you can do refresh all. That will refresh all the sheets. And also, let's say for example you have a large data set. In that situation, refresh may take little time, and also having a lot of pivot tables, right? So then it takes little time to complete the refresh. In that situation, you can go to this refresh status and click on it, then you can see what is the status of the refresh. And also if you want to cancel a refresh, then you can see the cancel refresh here, then it will be cancelled, right? And another interesting thing that I wanted to show you. So you know, right, when you refresh, these columns and the rows will be adjusted. But let's say you have a standard a width height that you have established when you are doing the pivot table, and you don't want to change that when you refresh, right? But if you just refresh, let's say we have the table like this, if you just refresh, now you can see the column has been adjusted again, right? But let's say you don't want to do that, you want to stick to the initial format. So then how you can manage that? Yes, you can do that. In order to do that, right, let me adjust this a little bit in order to show you the difference. Then go to the pivot table tools, analyze. Then under that you can see this pivot table option, and there you can go to these options. So under the layout and format, you can see these two statements: auto fit column width on update, preserve cell formatting on update. Just untick them and click OK. Now go and refresh. Now you can see it hasn't changed, right? It hasn't automatically adjusted. So like that way you can manage your columns, formattings, row formattings, right? Okay, the other thing is there is an option when you open the file to start the refresh. So in that situation you do not need to refresh after you open the file. During the opening the file, the data, the pivot tables will be refreshed. So how to do that? Same thing, go to the analyze and go to the pivot table option. Under the options you can see the data tab here. So under the data tab you can see refresh data when opening the file. If you tick this and OK and close the file and open the file, let's see what is happening, right? Let me save this. I'm going to close this file now, and let me open again. Alright, now you can see here, you saw that, right? Very quickly the refresh, it was refreshed. Alright, so that's how, my friends, you can work with the refresh functionality, right? So if I repeat, you can refresh a pivot table, you can refresh multiple pivot table using refresh all. You can check the status of the refresh, you can cancel the refresh, and also while refreshing you can set not to update adjust the columns and rows, and also you can set the refresh to refresh when the file is opening. Alright friends, hope this is helpful to you. Try to apply these things in your day-to-day work. Multiply the knowledge by sharing this video as much as possible. Until we meet in the next lesson, take care always. God bless you all.